Welcome to this explainer. Whether you're stepping onto the workshop floor for the very first time or you're just looking to sharpen up your foundational skills, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're diving into a masterclass in workshop industrial safety. But right out of the gate, I want you to change how you think about that word. Safety isn't just some boring, passive list of rules you're forced to follow. It's an active, absolutely critical skill. Think of it as a professional superpower that keeps you in the game. So let's get ready to master your environment. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover the core of workshop safety, decoding health hazards, and your PPE and training. From there, we'll zoom in on the anatomy of machine danger zones, walk through some real-world machine safety procedures, and finally, look at building a lasting safety culture. Section 1. The core of workshop safety, protecting the workplace. So industrial safety doesn't just do one thing. It actually does three. First and foremost, it protects you, the personnel, by drastically reducing accidents and injuries. You are the hero of the workshop, and keeping you safe is priority number one. Second, it protects the machinery, keeping these highly expensive, complex assets from getting damaged. And third, well, when you and the machines are safe, the natural result is a massive increase in overall efficiency. You get less downtime and more production. It's a total win-win-win. To truly master safety, we first have to deconstruct the workplace itself. You see, any workshop is actually two overlapping environments. Think of it kind of like a massive sports stadium. The physical environment is the actual arena, the walls, the floors, the heavy machinery, and the vehicles driving around. But the operating environment is like the weather inside that arena. This includes things like temperature variations, humidity, ventilation, or whether you're working in a confined space. You really have to navigate both the arena and its weather to stay safe. Section 2. Decoding workplace health hazards. Identify hidden dangers. In any industrial setting, the hazards you face are generally going to fall into one of three main categories. First up, we have physical hazards. These are the immediate obstacles in your environment. We're talking moving machine parts, heavy loads suspended overhead, slippery floors, or live electrical currents. Second, we have chemical hazards. These are things like industrial solvents, strong cleaners, and airborne dusts or fumes. And finally, biological hazards, which include viruses, bacteria, or fungi. As a professional, you need to view these not with fear, but as specific environmental obstacles that you are highly trained to outsmart. Now, an absolutely crucial point here is understanding the difference in how these dangers actually attack you. We split them into two profiles. Safety hazards deal immediate physical damage. Think of a flying metal chip from a milling machine striking an unprojected eye, or a sudden electrical shock. The impact is instant. You know what happened right away. On the other hand, health hazards are the slow, insidious enemies. This is the long-term exposure to a poor operating environment, like slowly breathing in fine wood dust or toxic solvent vapors day after day. You might not feel a thing today, but it will seriously harm you months or even years down the line. We have to defend against both. Section 3. Your armor, PPE and training, your personal defenses. You might think your safety gear is what keeps you alive, but actually, your absolute first line of defense is what's in your head. Proper training covers identifying those hazards we just talked about, operating machines correctly, and knowing exactly how to use machine guards. And here's the thing, training isn't just a one-and-done deal. Your mental shield requires a software update, a retraining. Anytime you get a new job assignment, whenever new machinery is introduced to the floor, or when an entirely new hazard pops up. Once your mind is trained, that's when you put on your physical armor, your personal protective equipment, or PPE. We're talking safety goggles, face shields, heavy-duty work gloves, and solid closed-toe footwear. But let's also talk about the lockout/tagout program, which is incredibly important. Let me explain this with a super simple analogy. Imagine you're working deep under the hood of your car. You would never leave the keys in the ignition where someone could just accidentally start the engine while your hands are by the fan belt, right? Well, lockout/tagout is exactly that. It's the physical procedure of cutting the power and completely locking the switch before you do any maintenance. It absolutely guarantees the machine cannot wake up while your hands are inside it. Section 4. Anatomy of machine danger zones. Specific extreme dangers. Every heavy machine on the floor has an anatomy of danger, usually broken into three zones. First is the point of operation. This is where the actual cutting, shaping, or boring happens. Second are the power transmission parts. These are the gears, belts, and pulleys that generate the torque to make the machine move. And third are the nip points, which is where moving parts meet. This anatomy is exactly why we have machine guards. Think of machine guards like the heavy safety fences at a zoo. They are specifically engineered to keep your hands and body parts completely separated from the mechanical teeth and claws of the beast. Let's lock these rules into your memory for good. Rule 1. You must respect the point of operation. Honestly, it does not care what it cuts. Rule 2. You must stay entirely clear of the power transmission belts. They have immense, unforgiving torque. But please pay special attention to rule number 3. Nip points are essentially the machine's hungry mouths. These are the rotating, converging gaps where gears interlock or belts roll over pulleys. And these mouths will eagerly consume anything that gets too close. If a loose work glove gets caught in a rolling belt, it won't just tear the fabric. It will literally pull your entire hand and your arm right into the gears. Section 5. Real-world machine safety procedures. Real-world machine rules. Let's apply this to the real world. Take a lathe machine, for example. Safety goggles are obviously mandatory, but there is also a very strict ban on loose clothing or neckties. Why? Well, imagine wearing a loose necktie while leaning over that high-speed spinning chuck in the center of the lathe. That intense rotation actually acts like a vacuum. If that tie dangles just a little too close, it becomes a lasso. The machine's hungry mouth will grab it and instantly pull the operator face first into the spinning metal. This isn't a hypothetical. It is a very real, very lethal hazard. Keep your long hair tied back, completely remove your jewelry, and never ever leave loose fabric dangling near a spinning machine. Let's look at another super common piece of equipment, the milling machine. Operating this isn't just about cutting metal. It's about following a strict, chronological safety timeline. Step 1 is pre-operation. Sweep away physical slip hazards like loose metal shavings or stray bolts, and visually locate the emergency stop button before you even think about powering it on. Step 2 is operation. Keep your hands well clear of the moving parts and never, ever walk away while the machine is running. Step 3 is post-operation. Completely power it off, safely remove the sharp cutting tools, and clean your workspace. If you follow this exact cycle, you are in total control from the moment you step up to the moment you walk away. Section 6. Building a lasting safety culture. Your actions matter. Now, management definitely has an immense responsibility in all of this. They provide the foundational pillars of a safe workplace. They issue the regulations, establish the codes of practice, manage the overarching risk, and handle the long-term safety planning. But, and this is a massive but, these pillars are just pure theory without you. The actual structural integrity of that safety relies entirely on joint participation. Management might design the playbook, but you, the workers, are the ones who actually have to execute the plays safely on the floor. I want you to really absorb this statement. Industrial safety compliance is not just rules to follow. It is an investment in human life, protection of assets, and a guarantee for future efficiency. This perfectly captures exactly why we are here today. When you put on your goggles, when you take the time to properly lock out a machine, you aren't just ticking some compliance box for HR. You are fundamentally protecting your own life. You're ensuring that you can go home to your family totally unharmed every single day. And that brings us to the core truth of this entire masterclass. A true, lasting culture of safety starts with you. You are the ultimate hero of your own safety journey. Think about it. You now have the knowledge to decode the hazards. You know exactly how to put on your physical and mental armor. You understand the anatomy of a machine's danger zones, and you know how to operate within a real-world safety timeline. You are fully equipped to succeed. So, I want to leave you with this provocative thought as you prepare to step out onto the workshop floor. The management pillars are built. The machine guards are securely installed. The PPE is waiting right there in your locker. The systems are all in place, but the final choice happens in your mind every single shift. Will you uphold the standard, or will you be the one to break the chain of protection today? Take personal ownership of your safety. Stay sharp, stay secure, and thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.